Hello, everyone who happens to be here. We are finishing off this Final Four tonight. It might go a little long, but that's okay. Strap yourselves in. So, first off, we're going to determine who comes in third place. With this particular match, we have Mooch and Zachary who are going to be facing off against each other to see who gets to go up against Zlay. Zlay right now is currently in the lead. Mooch and Zachary have both lost against someone. Mooch has lost against Zachary previously, and Zachary has lost against Zlay. So we shall see if Mooch is able to redeem himself here. Looks like both players are in the room. I'll tell them to go ahead and get set up. Set up with AP. And we can hopefully get started pretty quickly here. So we're going to not do the conversation, the chit-chat interview. That's the word. Words are important, especially when you're commentating on something. It's kind of my job to know words for things. Yeah, we're going to be skipping the after-match interview just for the sake of time. We might do a quick one at the very, very end, depending. But they've been told they get to set things up. We're still waiting for Mooch to pick a color. He's currently still an observer. Chat, how are you doing today? How are things with y'all? How are you feeling? How are you feeling about this match coming up? How are you feeling about, I don't know, it's December. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, that means it's getting colder. You're getting less daylight. So you got to stay indoors more. But, you know, you get cozy winter things like hot chocolate and indoor fires and things like that, provided you have a fireplace, which unfortunately my apartment does not have a fireplace. But here we go with the cannon. And it looks like Mooch is going to get to be able to choose either going first or getting to pick villain first. And we are getting a flop out now. And we see Jafar, we see Gaston, we see Horned King, Captain Hook, and Queen of Hearts. So 3 from the base set and 2 from Despicable Plots. So it is up to Zachary to either ban one or take a new one. It looks like he doesn't like the looks of this. He's taking a new one. And we're going to see what he decides to go with. I'm going to zoom in a little bit here. Lotso, Jafar again, Captain Hook again, Ursula, or Maleficent. I think Zachary's going to ban Lotso out of all of these. No, we're going with Ursula. Zachary does not want to be dealing with Ursula. So we might see a Lotso game here. That does mean Mooch gets to pick first. I think Mooch is going to pick Lotso. And we might see Mooch picking Lotso and Captain Hook again, because he has played both of them. Captain Hook didn't really go too well for him. So we'll see if his luck is better. Mooch taking a little while to decide here. So looking at this setup here, this seems like a pretty even match. Depending, so we have 2 that have 2 options. So Hook and Maleficent both have Worst Takes It All versus Introduction to Evil versions. Jafar is a pretty solid villain overall, and I don't see any of these villains being too much of a hindrance for him. Maleficent and Lotso. Okay, yep, Mooch has picked Lotso, as predicted. Zachary is taking Maleficent. Now, does Mooch go with Captain Hook or Jafar? Looks like we're having a decision here. And, okay, going with Captain Hook. And looks like he wants the Introduction to Evil version. Looks like Zachary is sticking with OG. Maleficent is going to be taking Jafar as well. So Mooch here needs to pick first. And what does he pick? Does he do with hook or Lazzo? And he is starting off with hook, which we will update here. So starting with hook. So how does Zachary want to respond to hook here? I think since you have the option to go first, I think you do Maleficent. Because Jafar doesn't really mind going second all that much. So yeah, we're going to do Maleficent here. And after I adjust this, I will adjust this stuff. Let's just get everything in frame. Slight tint so we can see the turn timer. It's like tilt, rather. Okay, that should be nice and centered. All right. They have been told they can begin. Hook taking his mulligan here. So Hook probably wants to see the map, because that's the easiest way to get pan now, but it can backfire. Maleficent, just going directly to the forest, which is really Maleficent's opening. Staff and a goons. Okay. Wanting to protect King Stephen's castle there. And Moot going directly to Skull Rock, right to that discard plus fate location. And we will see the first fate of this match. And what'll it be? We see Merryweather. Merryweather's gonna hurt. Merryweather's gonna hurt. I think you do want to cover up a move action, because the prime way to get around Merryweather is moving curses into her location. But it looks like Moose just wants to cover up that fate action. Now, what could happen here is if Zachary goes to Forbidden Mountains or the Briar Rose's Cottage, he could put down a curse and move it over. And that's what we're seeing. Oh, we're seeing a Vanish and a discard. We don't see any curses. Alrighty. So choosing not to fate Captain Hook. But Captain Hook is just continuing the fate spree, wanting to bury Maleficent, I suppose. We see Prince Philip or Fauna. It's always kind of bothered me that Fauna is green and Flora is red. Like, you would have thought the opposite. Like, you think animals, fauna, you think red. You think plants, flora, you think green. But, yeah, whatever. So, all right. Not going with Philip. I guess wanting to save Philip for the Raven. But Philip here would have protected Merryweather. So now we just see a double stack here. Oop. And throwing down a cannon. And that's all you got. I think Mooch likes the I2E hook because Lost Boys Hideout is open from the get-go. Because Mooch likes to fate. But going on back to the forest, dropping a green fire in location. Has 3 power, that's enough for the Raven. Mooch fading again, getting 3 power from the Dragonfire. And we see, oh yeah, Dragonfire took out Fauna. Just wanting to clear the King Stephen's castle there, and guards are just going to just sit there. Probably the best way to get rid of guards is going to be absolutely another Dragonfire, if you have one. All right, we are discarding. And we are playing Worthy Opponent. Now, if this hits Peter, this could bite Mooch in the butt, but it is Tinkerbell. So, Tinkerbell is now mandatory. So, you don't want to play her to a location with a hero. So, Mooch realizing that. And, okay. I think Zachary's thought right now is if I don't fate Hook, Hook has to fate himself. The problem with that is now, with new Hook, Hook doesn't have to fate himself if he gets out the map. But then you could get screwed if a taunt goes on Peter, so you do still want that. Okay, throwing the Dreamless Sleep out here. Interesting. Discarding more goons. Zachary is strategizing.